You ever see something so wild at 7 a.m. it makes you wonder if you're still dreaming? That's how this all started for me. Watering Clara's roses on a Saturday, in full dress blues, feeling the dew on my boots and the smell of fresh mulch mixing with distant bacon. I'm not a man of fancy routines, but this one's sacred. 3 years now, every week since Clara left, her memorial garden, just me and her memory. It's the only thing that keeps me together, you know? And that's when Marlene storms up, clipboard in hand, face set like she's about to storm Omaha Beach. Except she's coming for me. Take off that costume now. This is a respectable neighborhood. That's what she says. I remember I just set my watering can down, turned, looked her dead in the eye, like I'd done 100 times before, just never with someone this clueless. Ma'am, this isn't a costume. I earned these stripes in 3 tours. She sniffs. I don't care what you think you did overseas. This is America. We have standards. And would you believe, she said I was disrespecting the flag? Out loud. To a Purple Heart vet. In my own yard. Tending to the only thing left that matters. I wish you could have seen my face. Or hers, honestly. You ever deal with someone so convinced of their own power they can't see past their own nose? That's Marlene, HOA president for as long as I've lived here. 8 years of terror. She's got a tape measure in her BMW and a nose for blood in the water. Likes to target the easy prey. Single moms, retirees, folks just try to mind their business. She finds a violation, dings you with fees until you either give up or sell out. Then, just by coincidence, her real estate company helps you move. 3 families in 2 years. Yeah, coincidence. Now me, I play by the book. Grass always 2.5 inches. HOA dues paid before they even send a reminder. House painted approved beige for. I'm not giving her a reason. But on this morning, she's made up her mind. Violation notice, she says like it's a court summons. Inappropriate attire in common areas, $150 fine. I look at the slip, careful as you please. Ma'am, I'm on my own property, tending my garden. She smirks. HOA covenant says appearance standards apply everywhere. Funny, I say, Tommy across the street mows his yard in football gear every Saturday. She freezes. That's different, she mutters, waving in my uniform like it's contaminated. Let me give you a tip. If you ever end up in HOA hell, document everything. Especially when they enforce rules against you and not your neighbor. That's how you beat these people. And Marlene, she's about to learn she's picked the wrong old soldier. She gives me 7 days to pay or face daily penalties. Walks off in a huff, back to her BMW. I stand there, holding her piece of paper, feeling more alive than I have in a while. She thinks I'm just another scared retiree. What she doesn't know is I've got time, patience, and nothing to lose. Plus, I read the original HOA charter. Yeah, all 47 pages. Patriotic displays, veteran commemorations, protected by the charter itself. Oops. Monday, Marlene calls an emergency board meeting. Her board just 3 golf buddies and 1 poor soul she tricked into volunteering. The community center smells like bad coffee and fear. We have a situation, she starts. A resident is flagrantly violating appearance standards. Frank, the insurance guy, can't meet her eyes. What did he do? Military costume in public. Dorothy, the only one with a backbone, pipes up, "You mean Gus, the Purple Heart veteran?" I don't care if he has a Purple Heart or a purple tutu. Rules are rules. Marlene snaps. While they squabble, I do what soldiers do best, gather intelligence. Down at the county clerk's, I dig up the original charter. Page 34. Patriotic displays are protected assets. And guess who handled the original development? Marlene's husband's company. Conflict of interest? Anyone? Wednesday night, appeal hearing. I show up early, files in order, dressed to the nines. Marlene bangs the gavel like she's auditioning for a movie. We'll hear Mr. Whitmore's appeal. I lay it all out. Section 12C, protected patriotic displays. Frank squints at the paper. Marlene interrupts. Motion to deny. Bradley, whose lawn care company gets all the HOA work, seconds it. Dorothy tries to protest. Shouldn't we review? All in favor? 3 hands shoot up. Appeal denied. Fine raised to $300. Marlene, though, she can't help herself. Adds a new rule. No military paraphernalia visible from public areas. The room goes silent. That's retroactive. That's targeted. That's a federal case waiting to happen. As I leave, Dorothy texts me. Perkins Diner. 9 a.m. Bring the charter. Over greasy coffee, she shows me her own collection. Photos, violation notices, spreadsheets. Marlene once fined the Santoses for ethnic garden decorations, ceramic frogs. Yet her buddy has a dozen pink flamingos and gets a pass. Dorothy's been documenting it all. Selective enforcement, she says. They get away with it until they pick on the wrong person. Friday, I find a surveyor in my yard. Earl's a pro. Expensive, serious. Ma'am says your roses are trespassing, he mutters. 3 hours later, Marlene's deck is found to be 3 feet onto HOA land. My garden's 2 inches inside my line. I barely crack a smile. The more I dig, the uglier it gets. $47,000 in unpaid contractor liens. No-bid contracts, shell companies. Dorothy's got the paper trail. Kevin, her nephew, is a forensic accountant, and my old JAG friend, Patricia, starts pulling federal statutes. The dots connect fast. Selective enforcement, ADA violations, federal disability law, and embezzlement. Next Saturday, I've got backup. Jim in his old fatigues, Tony in his blues. Marlene calls the cops. Officer Martinez arrives, looks at 3 veterans watering roses, and just shakes his head. Ma'am, HOA rules aren't criminal law. They're gardening. Marlene tries to pull rank. I'll call the chief. He golfs with my husband. Jake just shrugs. Call whoever you want, ma'am. By now, Marlene's panicking. Private investigator, rumor campaigns, bees supposedly threatening the community, new fines for maintaining a habitat for aggressive insects. Patricia finds the killer detail. Federal law trumps HOA bylaws, and ADA covers my therapeutic activities. Marlene's so far over the line. She needs a passport to get back. Then the press shows up. Sarah Chun, reporter, child of a Korean War vet, interviews everyone. By Friday, her headlines everywhere. HOA president targets Purple Heart vet over Memorial Garden. Online, the story blows up. Comments, shares, donations. People care. People have been there. That Friday afternoon, Marlene tries a last-ditch agreement. Drop the fines if I pull up the roses and stop my military displays. I slide an envelope across the table. Evidence of her husband's contracts, discrimination, and a HUD complaint filed that morning. Your PI's been photographing kids at the playground, too, I say. Parents are asking questions. It all unravels. Federal complaints, financial audits, GoFundMe campaigns, neighborhood petitions. Kevin's spreadsheets show $127,000 siphoned from HOA reserves, shell companies, fake emergency repairs. Tyler, Dorothy's grandson, live streams the petition drive, turns my case into a movement. People from all over send money, stories, support. Suddenly, it's not just my fight. Marlene tries everything. Emergency meetings, dissolving the HOA, midnight vandalism. Kevin's cameras catch her at 2 a.m., dressed like a dollar store ninja, hacking up Clara's roses and stealing a ceramic plaque made by my grandkids. That's the last straw for everyone. The FBI shows up Monday morning, badges out. The Petons pack their things under federal supervision. Sarah's stories go national. Tyler's campaign raises $50,000, and neighbors show up to replant Clara's garden. For the first time in years, Pinewood Estates feels like home. The city council calls an emergency meeting. The crowd's packed in. Webb, Marlene's hotshot lawyer, tries to paint me as unstable, a threat. Patricia cuts through him with federal statutes and evidence. The mediator reads out my military record. The crowd stands. The FBI takes Marlene into custody for civil rights violations, fraud, and obstruction. 6 months later, everything's changed. Dorothy's HOA president. The board's all decent folks. Veterans, teachers, a nurse. First act, rewrite the charter to protect people, not punish them. The petons? Out. Restitution ordered. The embezzled funds fund a scholarship for military families. And me? I still water Clara's roses every Saturday, but now kids ask about her, about service, about what it means to stand up for what's right. Tyler's turned his live streams into a national nonprofit, tracking HOA abuses, helping others fight back. Sarah's stories led to new federal laws, real reform for the first time. Neighbors share stories, help each other out. Property values went up, not down. Funny, right? Kindness and community do more for a neighborhood than any HOA fine ever could. I still wear my dress blues. Sometimes the new neighbor, an Army vet, PTSD like me, joins in. He brings his little girls, asks about gardening, about healing. Welcome home, I tell him, handing him a watering can. Clara would have loved this. So let me ask, what would you do if your neighborhood tried to bully you out? Where's the line between rules and abuse, order and oppression? Share your own HOA nightmares down below. Trust me, you're not alone. And together, we could take back what matters. Stick around because I've got more stories about justice, about standing up, about what happens when good people refuse to back down.